What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the review for Love and Marriage Huntsville. This is season 5, episode 11. The episode is titled Destined for Better, you guys. So, before we go ahead and get into the review, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and aren't subscribed yet, do me a solid favor, you guys. Stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it. At the end of it, you guys can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on those post notifications, and thumbsing up the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's discuss Love and Marriage Huntsville. All right, you guys. So this episode really wasn't a whole lot to it. So just don't expect for this to be a lengthy video, but we'll talk about it, right? So we see Stormy and Tiffany. So you guys remember that Stormy is doing a commercial for her Canvas Beauty, and I'm here for it, right? Looking at that, I was like, see, that is what I want to do. If you guys don't know, I love recording things. I love production. So that is some things that I do want to get into. That is one of my goals for 2023, to start that process. So I want to learn some things about audio production, visual production. That is one of my goals. And then I also want to know like some management stuff. So I'm looking to get myself back into school in 2023. We'll see. But so Melody comes down, right? So they talk about the peace party and how good the peace party was. So Mel tells them that after, that she went and met up with Destiny at her photo shoot, and she was like, Destiny had invited her down. So Stormy and Tiffany thinking that this is a good idea, that you guys are going to be friends now. Now, I wish that they would stop with this whole Melody and Destiny being friends again. I wish we would stop with that. They're not friends. They probably won't ever be friends. And that's okay. Like Mel said in the episode when they did the peace party, why do we have to keep pushing people to be friends? If people are okay with just being okay, that is fine. Like, we don't have to be friends. If we can be in a situation with each other where if we're in the same setting with each other, we can speak to each other. We can say, hi, how are you doing? Good night, good evening, good day, whatever. If we can be in a situation like that and it be amicable, it be copacetic, no drama, no nothing, why do we have to force a friendship? Because that's what it's feeling like at this point. It's feeling like you guys are trying to make fetch happen, and fetch is not going to happen, right? So she then tells them about inviting Martell and his mother to Destin, right? And I was Stormy, girl, why did you do like I do get parts of it, right? I can see both sides of it. Why she invited him, because those are her children's father. And at that particular time, they were in a good space with each other. So she felt like, hey, we used to do this as a family. Let's just do it together. Let's do this together. Let's have one big family trip together, right? We don't have to sleep in the same room. We are under the same roof with each other, but we want to show our kids that, although mom and dad are not together, mom and dad can come together and it all just be about you guys, and we don't have to bring in our outside drama. So I do love that, right? But at the same time, it's the things that Martell has said and done that's just like, I don't know why Mel felt she could trust him that well, right? Because after the Destin trip, I don't know how much longer after the Destin trip happened, that the things happened recently that happened with him, wanting full custody of the kids. And you guys know I don't keep up with Love and Marriage Huntsville. Once the show goes off, that is all I know. So anything that really happens in real time, I'm not too familiar with it, right? Only time I'll be familiar with anything that happens real time is if anybody on YouTube reports on it. If don't nobody report on it, I don't know. And then even when people who do report on Love and Marriage Huntsville, I filter, right? I filter it. I filter things with Love and Marriage Huntsville, because for me, when it comes to Love and Marriage Huntsville, it feels like the news from Love and Marriage Huntsville is a never-ending saga. Like, Ms. Wanda could say something one day, Mel could say something the next day, Martell could chime in. It can just be like a snowball effect, right? like it just comes down, 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 down. So I filter what I watch. Honestly, I really don't filter what I watch. If I'm if people's not even, I'm not even gonna say if the title catches me, right. If I want to know if I'm just curious about what, because I do, as well as I see it on YouTube, I do see it on Twitter. I see more things on Twitter. So then when I see like my YouTube, my peers speak on it, then I'll go to them and see what's being said, especially if it's just continuously on my damn timeline. Like that situation with Melody and Martell, when that was on my time, that Sunday when they were going back and forth with each other in the Instagram stories, that was on my timeline. I kept seeing that, so I was like, what the fuck is going on? So I went to see Scotty and see what he was talking about, and it was just like, oh my god, this is ridiculous. So yeah, with that being said, I don't know. Here's where Mel kind of lost me, because most people would say, but that's the right thing. I'm not one of those people who say, let me be the bigger person. No, I don't believe in being the bigger person, right? Because if you've done something wrong to me, why do I have to be the bigger person and reach out to you? You know what I'm saying? That's not how I operate. I'm not one of those I'm gonna be the bigger person in this situation. No, I'm not gonna be the bigger person in no situation. Unless I did something wrong to you, then that's the only way it's gonna happen. If I wronged you. If I wronged you, then yes, I'm gonna reach out to you and I'm gonna say, you know what? I was absolutely 100% wrong in what I did, my approach, da 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 da. But if you wronged me, I'm not gonna be like, you know what, let me be the bigger person and reach out to this person and say, let's figure out how we can make this right. Absolutely not. You will never get that from me. Never, ever, 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 ever will you get that out of me. So you guys, let's move over to the next scene. So we see Destiny and her cousin Demi. So Demi is a makeup artist, and Destiny has Madani. So they're partnering up with each other. And I was just looking at Demi's wig. I was like, I'm kind of hoping and praying that wig didn't come from Madani, because that wig was ugly. Just saying, right? So they talk about the peace party, and Destiny lets Demi know that Mel can't. Now here's my thing that's bothering me with Destiny, because Destiny keeps playing it up as if she didn't invite, because Mel telling us that Destiny invited her to the photo shoot, but Destiny is over here talking as if she didn't invite her to the photo shoot. So what's the real deal? Like, who invited who? Because I'm kind of confused, because Destiny is like, she don't know why Mel showed up. I was like, but Mel said you invited her. I honest to God don't care. Please don't tell me what Destiny said on her live. Don't tell me what Mel said on her live. I don't care if they've addressed it. I don't care. I gotta say that I don't care. But listening to Destiny talk, right? So we find out that Demi knows Mel. She went to school with Martell. She's done Tiffany's makeup. Really? I'm gonna leave that alone. She's done Tiffany's makeup. Well, Tiffany's makeup don't be bad. Tiffany's hair is horrible, and her choices in outfits are always horrible. I don't ever really pay too much attention to her makeup, but she's done all the ladies' makeups, right? The one thing that I do want to say when it comes to Destiny is, I do think that Destiny still wants to be friends with Mel. She's definitely still harboring some hurt feelings about that situation with Mel. And I wish, instead of her being let me think of what kind of word I want to use. Instead of her being so headstrong, I wish she would just say to Mel, like, Mel, your friendship meant a lot to me, and I don't know how things got off track, but I would like it if we could get back to where we were. Like, and also you can say, like, the things that she heard at the reunion when you were in the room with Tisha. You could have said you probably heard that. I mean, and she said it. Now, this is the only thing that I will give Destiny, right? Because Destiny said that she and her aunt were talking about Mel the day before, and she didn't hear that, but you heard her talking to Tisha about you, right? I just want Destiny just to tell Mel, I miss our friendship. It's okay. It really is okay to say, I just miss our friendship. That is fine. That is fine to say. Just say you miss our friendship. It's easy to say. I've done that before. I've done that with my best friend. She and I have fell out at one point, and you know, we eventually came back. We found our way back to each other, and our friendship has been solid since. So just say that. But let's pause here and move forward, you guys. So this episode, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about. We'll talk about it now, right? Mel. So Mel is getting ready. Her and the kids are packing for Destin, right? So Miss Vanessa's over to the house, and we see Mel. So Mel goes downstairs and talks to Miss Vanessa. Miss Vanessa's face was my face when Melody said that when she said she invited Miss Marlene. I was like, say who? Why would you invite her? Baby, that would be the last person I would invite. It's one thing to invite Martell on this trip, but Ms. Marlene, the woman that thinks you so damn spoiled and that her son did all this and that for you, but we know the truth. Martell has suffered since that divorce. So we now know that Mel was the brains behind everything with Melody and Martell. So who was the spoiled one, Ms. Marlene? Must have been you and your son. Son. Oh, the way she says son it just annoys me. So Melody tells Miss Vanessa that she sat down with Marlene and they had an interesting conversation. Girl, interesting I wouldn't use those sorts of words, but hey, she did. So then we see Martell and Miss Marlene talking. I don't give a hot damn about what they were talking about because I wasn't listening. Marlene and her son is like Charlie Brown's when the adults are womp 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 womp. Like that's all I heard. I know he was talking about how him and Mel are in a good place. I'm like, oh, okay, Martell, I see what your end game is. You trying to get that old thing back, but Melody doesn't want you back. So when she doesn't want you back, that's when you're gonna do some foul, fucked up shit to her. I see your angle. And you ain't SHIT. Yeah, I really don't know what Miss Marlene and Martell were talking about because I wasn't listening because it's enough to see Martell on TV, but then you add Martell and his mama who facilitates his bullshit. I can't. So let's pause here and let's move forward. So there was a scene before we get to this scene with Kimmy. There was a scene with Melody. So Melody and the kids were traveling to Destin. She was asking them what their favorite memories of Destin were. One of the kids said Martell and his shorts. She was like, okay. And, Tank said, them eating together. I'm like, oh, these kids. I know Melody and Martell keep saying that their kids are very mature, right? And that may, in fact, be true, right? But you still have to think about the fact that these are children. And for most of their young lives, for their whole entire lives that they've been here on this earth, they've only always known mommy and daddy being together. So this whole situation here that we have of mommy and daddy not being together is still new to them. So they may understand divorce, but they may also still hold some feelings that maybe mommy and daddy can get back together, especially Sugar Mama. Sugar Mama is so young. So they may still think maybe mommy and daddy can get back together. But that's that. So then we move over to Kimmy. So, you guys, I cried with this scene and I'm going to try not to cry again because it's really sad, right? Because I was thinking about Kimmy and then I was also thinking about, I'm so happy for Kimmy, the fact that they caught this cancer when they did, and they made a treatment plan for her. Because with my grandmother, now she didn't have breast cancer, but when they found the cancer in her body, that cancer was starting to spread throughout her body, and her doctor did come up with a treatment plan. But I told you guys previously that with her treatment plan, he wanted her just to lose a few pounds before he could, because she had to go through chemo. She was going to have to go through chemo. It wasn't radiation involved. It extensive chemotherapy that she was going to have to go through, right? And unfortunately, like I told you guys before, she didn't make it. She didn't make it. My grandmother had a will and a determination because she had, I think 3 or 4 of my cousins were pregnant at the time, and they were having babies, and she wanted to meet all 3 of her new grandchildren. And she actually passed away just before each one of them were born. One of my cousins was born. She passed away on January 1st. One of them was born on, actually one of them was born one of them was born the exact same week that she passed away. So I'm happy for Kimmy because, like I said, sometimes people don't get the prognosis that Kimmy got, right? So Kimmy lets us know that she's going to be doing 16 rounds. I think it's 16 rounds, 16 weeks of chemotherapy over I think it's 16 rounds of chemo over the next 20 weeks. That's a lot for the body. Then after that, she's going to have surgery. And then after the surgery, she goes through radiation. That is just a lot. So she says that they did do a PET scan, and fortunately enough, the cancer had not spread to any other part of her body. So I am so thankful for that. And Kimmy does wonder, why her? And I did, with my grandmother, that was the biggest question that I always had. Why her? I always question why my grandmother. Why did she have to be the one to get cancer? Like, I say this, and I know it sounds selfish. Like, I say this about my mom and my grandmother. Why did it have to be them that died? Why couldn't it have been someone else's mother and grandmother? Why did it have to be mine? Why did it have to be people that I love? You know what I'm saying? You always have these what if questions when things like this happen. But sometimes I feel like these things, although they're terrible, they're also things that makes us stronger. And for me, I can definitely say losing my mom and my grandmother has made me so appreciative of having them in my life. So you can look at them, you can take things and be like, what, why this, why, but you can also take it and be like, you can look at the good of a person. You can look at the good that they've done in their lives. You can just look at everything from a positive point of view and just don't let that one thing just bring you down completely. So we see Kimmy, she's talking to her family, right? So she's telling her family what's going on. And you guys, honestly, it's just really, really difficult for me to watch those scenes. I will once again say, like I've been saying, I'm so happy that she has decided to tell this story. I'm thankful that she told this story. Hopefully it helps someone else out there. So I'm so happy that she told this story. And like I said the last week and the week before, I am sending Kimmy nothing but positive vibes, and my humblest thoughts and prayers are with her and her family, that she gets through this, right? That she beats cancer's ass. That is my hope and my prayer for Kimmy. But let's pause here, you guys, and wrap up the episode. So you guys, the end of the episode, it was Melody, Martell. They made it to Destined. It wasn't really much to it. Martell felt some type of way when Melody showed him where the kids are going to sleep, and he's not sleeping on the same floor as the kids. I was like, but nigga, you in the same house. And throughout this whole entire scene, I was like, Martell just wants Melody back, because you could clearly see it. He brought her favorite snack, although it was the wrong snack, but he tried. Then he was talking about, oh, we ain't sleeping together. I'm like, I don't think she would want to. I think you would be the last person that she would want to sleep with. But go off, Martell, right? So now Mel was like me at any episode when she ordered the pizza and the wings, and they didn't send the right stuff. Oh, that is the one thing that grinds my gear when it comes to food. If I order something, I ask for something specific, don't give me anything but what I asked for. Like for me, if I eat a hamburger, I eat a hamburger dry. So I only eat it with ketchup and maybe cheese, right? Don't put no lettuce, don't put no tomatoes, don't put pickles, onions, none of that shit. Don't put it on my burger because you are gonna have to make me a new one. Now I'm gonna tell you guys a funny story. So I went and got a burger one day, and they know my order very well. They know I want a burger with just ketchup, right? So, so they made the burger. I get two burgers. I get one single patty and one double patty, right? So they had the double patty one correct. It had two pieces of meat on it, right? Or was it the single one? No, they had the single one correct. It was the double one that they made wrong. I opened up the double one and I was getting ready to, I'm like, wow, this feels very, very light. Come to find out, they only put nothing on. They just put ketchup on the bun and gave it to me. I was like, what was I supposed to do with ketchup? I'm like, I could have put I could have got some bread from home and put two pieces of bread together with some ketchup on it and ate it. But it is what it is. But yeah, you guys, the episode, like I said, it really wasn't that much. But let me know what you guys thought about it overall. Drop down in the comment section, subscribe to the channel, turn your post notifications on, share the video, you guys, and until the next time, stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves, you guys. Wash your hands, wear a mask, socially distance, be blessed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.